What's going on, guys? It's Player here, and today what we've got for you is the multiplayer trailer. I'm going to break it down. Before I jump into the video, I'd like to ask if you could give an early rating, a like rating on this video. It'd be much appreciated because these videos are very hard to make and they take a lot of time. So if you could spend 1 second and just click the like button, I would very much appreciate it, because you guys know I don't just re-upload trailers because they don't take much effort at all. And if you want to watch the full trailer just uninterrupted and without me talking over it, then there's a link in the description to where you can find that and you can watch it, and then come right back here, and then I'll hopefully point out some things that you would have missed the first time around, because it's very, very fast paced, this trailer, and there's a lot of information popping up everywhere that you might have missed. So starting off, we have Riley the dog, who is a kill streak, and he runs around and barks when there's players around. He will actually kill them for you, and we can see him running over and jumping things, looking as adorable as ever. And here we can see a character with a really awesome looking ghost mask. I believe this is the last mask you can actually unlock on the page. I saw a list of the actual masks you can get, and this is the last one, so you probably need to be a high prestige or something like that to get it. And there's a lot of customization in this game, a very, very lot of it, and it's pretty much everything in Ghost you can see, you can unlock, and you can change. And you can also be a woman now, but you see at the end. And so here we can see the first thing in the multiplayer. I'll just break down the HUD, and so the minimap is now a lot wider, which is pretty cool, so you can see more of where the enemies are and things like that. And we can see 4 perks he has on the screen, but I'll get into the perk system a bit later because it's very complicated. And in the bottom left we have the standard score indicator. It says team deathmatch, and the death marker is actually a lot more obvious. If you don't know what death marker is, it's kind of a little skull that appears when a teammate dies as a thing in the center. You can see right here, and it's a lot bigger and more obvious than in previous games. And then there's a standard ammo counter, and below that it looks like a flashbang and some kind of hand bomb lethal grenade thing. And then we can see there's 3 kill streaks. We've got Riley the dog. I don't think that's the actual name. I think it's like a tactical dog or a tactical canine unit. And there's only one of them runs around, not a huge group of them like in other games. And he is Riley. He is the dog that runs around. And then he's got 2 helicopters. Looks like his other 2 kill streak rewards. And then on top, you'll notice that the kill feed is now on the top, which is very, very weird. I have no idea why they actually changed that, and I prefer to see it back where it was, to be honest. I see no point in changing something that worked absolutely fine before, but and then we have something really, really cool. This is a quick summary of the scoreboard, and it actually shows your score, your kills, your deaths, and your assists. And this is TDM, so hopefully it will show things like captures and your objective things in objective game modes, and that will be really, really helpful. And this guy's running a UAV, a counter UAV, and a Juggernaut. This is in a different map now. And the UAV is actually different. It's now called the SATCOM, and it's a thing you actually put on the floor. It's not something in the air, because Infinity Ward are trying to reduce the amount of air kill streaks, and they're trying to put everything kind of more to the ground so people can have more control over it. And so you have now the SATCOM, the counter SATCOM. These are the UAVs, and you kind of place them down like you would a turret or an IMS or something like that, and then it provides UAV for you and your team like it normally does. When you put kind of 2 down, it's a little bit faster, and when you put 3, they have actually confirmed that it will give you an advanced UAV, which is awesome. And so we can see this guy just earned a normal Juggernaut, which is at 14 points, a 14-point streak. And expect almost everything in this trailer to look different to the final game. I'll say that because the icons and the numbers, the amount of kills you need for these things, they will change. And if you look at, say, the Black Ops 2 multiplayer reveal trailer, for example, it's very, very different to the actual game. The sounds, the looks, the kind of icons and little features, it's very, very different. And I say this is actually a normal Juggernaut because there are different types that you'll find out in a second, and they're very, very crazy. And so this is a new kill streak that we can see. This is a helicopter you can snipe out of, and it's actually called the Heli Snipe, and it's a 13-point streak. And you need to actually watch out not to get shot when you're in this thing, because you're not kind of this character that is not real like normal chopper gunners. You're actually your multiplayer character in a helicopter, and you can get shot and you shoot people. It's very, very cool. So you're basically elevated where you can actually pick people off with your sniper rifle. And here we have a look at a new scope, and I'm not sure whether this is all snipers in the game or a specific scope, but you can actually see the peripheral vision, which is the size, the outsides of the scope. You can see what's happening, what's kind of around you, and this is kind of different. It's somewhat distracting, I think, and but as I say, I'm not sure whether this is all snipers or a specific scope. And this guy's actually running 7 perks. He isn't running specialist though, and this is an example of how the perks have changed. I'll probably cover that in another video because it's very complicated, as I say, but Essentially, all perks have different values and some are worth more than others, and you can pick certain perks and kind of mix and match them, and you can pick a bunch of really weak perks or like very few strong perks. Here we can see a bunch of old and classic game modes that we've seen before, and I believe there are 7 new ones in total. I think we can see 6 of them here, which are Search and Rescue, Grind, Blitz, Cranked, Haunted and Safeguard. Search and Rescue is essentially search and destroy, but you can pick up your teammates' dog tags when they die, and you can actually revive them and bring them back into battle, and the enemies can actually deny them to eliminate players. So we can see gameplay of this right here is pretty cool, and then we can see more examples of the dynamic maps. This is a bollard that actually comes up and it like comes out of the ground. It will change lines of sight essentially. He then earns a Heli Sniper, which we saw earlier. It's where you can snipe out of a helicopter, and he actually earned also a gunship type streak, which is called the Heli Pilot or Helo Pilot, and this is a 12 kill streak, similar to the gunship or chopper gun that we've seen before. And here we can see some loadouts. There is a 9-bang, which I want to point out, which is pretty awesome to see in multiplayer. You might remember that from Modern Warfare 3. It's actually a flashbang that flashes 9 times, and the thing about to get destroyed is a night owl. This is just hovering behind a guy, and I believe this follows you around and provides you with a small UAV, similar to like the support Juggernaut in Modern Warfare 3, and it gives you a little bit of radar so you can see where people are around you. I believe it's only you, so it's like a personal UAV system, and I'm not too sure about this, but I believe it also blocks enemy projectiles, so it's like a trophy system, and then the player destroys it. The enemy actually called in a care package before he got killed, and then this player steals it, and what's actually in the care package, which is really funny, is that it's a nuke or an Odin strike as it's actually called in this game. And yeah, there actually is a MARB in this game, a MARB type nuclear streak, and I'd actually highly recommend that you watch my previous video because I've covered it completely, and I showed a lot of information about this new nuke which is called the Odin strike, and I've got some gameplay of when you actually call it in and what it does. It's really cool, so I'd recommend you check that out. There's an annotation on screen right now, and it'll open up in a separate window. You can watch that video, and then after he's called in his nuke or MARB or Odin strike as it's actually called, he actually calls in a Dragonfire type streak which has missiles instead of a gun, and this is basically just roams around that bombs people. You can see the red squares like the Ace 130, and then we can see a 12-point streak that he earns, which is the Helo Pilot that we saw earlier, and we have Cranks. This is a new game mode. You have 30 seconds to kill people or else you blow up. It's actually that simple, and it immensely stops people camping because you have to go and you have to kill someone or else you're going to just randomly blow up out of nowhere. And then he lobs a kind of handbob type thing, and he earns a Juggernaut out of the care package. And the Juggernaut in this game, this is the standard Juggernaut. It has a minigun which is just completely insane, and I imagine he probably has a pistol on his back as well. And we can see the new weapon category here, which is the Marksman Rifle. These are single shot rifles similar to like the MK14, and they're kind of the place in between assault rifles and snipers, so you can put scopes on them and they'll be weak snipers, or you can put like red dots or iron sights on them and they'll be like long range assault rifles. And then we have the most insane thing that I've seen so far, this guy right here. This is a Juggernaut with a knife. He's called the Juggernaut Maniac, and we actually saw the logo for this guy a while ago, and I actually predicted, just as kind of a random guess, that it might be a Juggernaut with a knife, and it turns out that it is. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. He goes on a rampage, and it appears that you're armored and you might be a bit faster than normal, and you can run around with a knife, you can shank people, and then eventually get sniped by this guy who pulls out a Marksman Rifle, as I just mentioned, and you can see these rifles in action. This is a new category, and then he blows up the gas station, which completely topples over, and this is an example of how every map is dynamic and it changes. And then finally here we can see you can play as a woman, and after the title screen we can see a tease for a new mode which appears to be something involved with a portal. The enemy just jumped into it and actually teleported, and yes, I just said teleported. We're not playing zombies, but I don't know what's going on. He actually teleported through a portal in Call of Duty Ghost multiplayer, and I don't know what the heck's going on here, but this is some sort of new game mode, and he actually had the friendly guy here actually had an IMS on the portal, but the IMS explosion missed him. That's what the explosion was, I think, and it says enemy has entered the portal, and then there's a countdown from 10 starting. I don't know what's going to happen after that, and there's also an enemy portal over the other side of the map that I assume we have to jump into. So that is absolutely everything, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it very helpful and informative. If you did, then as I say, a like rating would massively be appreciated, because this video took a lot of time to make and try and find all the information. And you can subscribe for many more videos like this. I'll have a breakdown of another trailer that was released on my channel soon. But other than that, let me know what you guys thought of this trailer, some of the things that you are excited for and have seen, and I will see you guys later.
Jump.